Good evening. Our main story is that the controversial HS2 high-speed rail link linking London to Birmingham, Leeds and Manchester has been given the go-ahead by the Prime Minister. The first phase of the line, connecting London to Birmingham with an additional section to Crewe, was due to open at the end of 2026, but the trains may not be running on that route until at least 2028. The next phase of the project, extending to Manchester and Leeds, is not expected to be ready before 2035. The initial cost, set out in 2015, was just under £56 billion, but a recent review said it could now be more than £100 billion. Our transport correspondent Tom Boris reports on the HS2 go-ahead and the reaction to it.
It was Boris Johnson's £100 billion dilemma and his decision to push on with HS2.
This is a fantastic project for the country. It delivers massive increase in capacity for rail from north to south, from south to north, and then it allows us to go forward and develop Northern Powerhouse Rail, which is exactly what is needed. You need connectivity east-west in the north.
For those living along the route, the fight is over. Sandra's family was forced to sell nearly half of their farm. Customers at their stables driven away.
It's been in the family for about 90 years.
It's turned their way of life upside down.
What it's doing to your health, the worry of it all, the worry on my side of my health, my family. I've got children. It'd be nice to think that they could come into the business, but obviously we don't know that now, what future it holds.
The railway will run from London Euston to West London, cutting through Buckinghamshire and Warwickshire to Birmingham. That stretch could be ready in 10 years' time. But the lines to Leeds and Manchester, where the railways are badly overcrowded, will take 10 years on top of that. The government wants to review that part of the project again to improve connections and to cut costs.
We've got good headlines here, but not so much detail underneath them. And there are a number of issues now that I'll be pressing the government on if we're to get a new railway for the north of England to a reasonable timescale that's on the right route.
Work to prepare sites on the first stretch of the railway has been going on for years. Here they've dug up the foundations of an old station.
Well, this area here used to be one of the platforms in the old station dating back to the 1830s. This whole area used to be a car park. It's been cleared. But now the real construction work of the railway, the new station with new platforms here in central Birmingham, can begin.
This is what that station will look like. HS2 will reduce journey times to London by half an hour, to Leeds from Birmingham by an hour. HS2, don't want you! Environmental groups say HS2 will cause irreversible damage along the route. The government believes the long-term benefits for the country will be worth it. Tom Boris, BBC News in the West Midlands.